Disney has always held a special place in the hearts of audiences around the world. From the enchanting tales of princesses to thrilling adventures, Disney has been a beacon of creativity and imagination. However, in recent years, that magic has faced significant challenges. As we dive deeper into 2024, we see a company that has experienced both soaring highs and crushing lows. The year began with excitement surrounding major releases like Inside Out 2, which promised to capture the hearts of both children and adults once again. The sequel to the beloved original brought back familiar emotions and introduced new ones, creating a whirlwind of nostalgia and fresh storytelling. Alongside it, Deadpool and Wolverine were set to redefine superhero cinema once more, with their unique blend of humor and action. And let's not forget Planet of the Apes, a franchise that has captivated audiences with its thought-provoking themes and stunning visuals. Yet, just as quickly as the excitement rose, it plummeted. Disney faced the harsh reality of failures like Echo and The Acolyte, which left fans scratching their heads and questioning the direction of the beloved studio. The reaction to the Mufasa trailer was particularly shocking, revealing a disconnect between what audiences expected and what Disney delivered. Now, as Disney embarks on the marketing campaign for Snow White, the stakes have never been higher. This film, shrouded in controversy and criticism, has become a focal point of heated discussions. The trailer reactions have been overwhelmingly negative, leading many to speculate that this could be the biggest flop in Disney history. With a reported budget of over $290 million, Snow White is not in the best position to succeed. However, Disney has not given up hope. They have recently launched their marketing campaign, attempting to reshape the narrative surrounding the film. People have noticed a significant tonal shift in how Disney is pitching this movie. Audiences are even calling it a Snow White apology. Rachel Zegler, the actress playing the titular role, seems to be trying to make amends for her previous statements, which sparked outrage among fans. In her own words, she admitted,
"I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again."
As a diehard Disney fan myself, I feel like I see every release and opening weekend.
This admission is both revealing and concerning. It shows a disconnect between the legacy of Disney and the current approach to storytelling. This brings us to the D23 Expo interviews. We now have two interviews to compare, one from 2023 and one from 2024. It's crucial to note that Snow White was initially scheduled for release in March 2024, but was pushed back to March 2025. This delay adds another layer of complexity to the marketing strategy. Let's examine Rachel's interview from 2024, compared to her earlier one in 2023.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. So we didn't do that this time.
Rachel Zegler's comments reflect a desire to distance the new film from that narrative.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once, never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years when I was doing this film.
This statement is telling. It indicates a shift in perspective, but it also raises questions about the respect for the source material.
Yeah, as a diehard Disney fan myself, I feel like I see every release and opening weekend. It's like getting to show it to your best friends in a way that you're just like, you won't believe what we did. And so it's been really, really amazing to get to hear their live reactions too.
How Rachel Zegler talks about being a diehard Disney fan and loving the studio. Last year, she focused on how the original Snow White needed to change, and she didn't seem to like it. Remember, Snow White was the first movie Disney ever made. While fans can have opinions, it's easy to see why talking negatively about the very movie that made Disney would result in massive backlash. Now, she keeps her answers vague, but expresses her love for Disney. Let's look at the next part of the interview.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave.
This is a significant shift in narrative focus. It reflects a modern understanding of female empowerment and leadership. However, the question remains, Is this change enough to win over skeptical audiences?
I mean, it's been under wraps for so long, so it's really exciting to get to share any kind of look with an audience that cares so much. It's been really, really amazing.
Rachel's enthusiasm is palpable, but it's met with skepticism from fans who remember her previous comments. A big difference is that her answers now focus on giving to the fans and honoring the audience. Last year, it was more about what she and the cast did, not what they hoped audiences would receive. This seems to be a Disney rebranding decision. They did the same with Deadpool and Wolverine, focusing on what fans would receive and wanting to please them. However, even with this marketing shift, it doesn't seem to be helping. Fans remember the previous interviews and are still frustrated. A quick look at the comments shows fans expressing their anger. All this marketing leads to one question: will it actually work? Will this new approach by Disney and Rachel Zegler help the Snow White remake succeed at the box office? While it's still 6 months away, it's hard to see this movie having any chance of success. If comments are anything to go by, it's tough to see it even cracking $200 million at the box office. There's something else no one talks about. Even if Rachel Zegler hadn't angered fans and said all the right things, the movie would probably still flop. Just look at The Little Mermaid, Cruella, Mulan, and Peter Pan, and Wendy. Disney's track record with live-action remakes isn't great. Apart from a few successes like Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, most remakes have flopped. Cinderella didn't flop because it was the first live-action remake, and people were curious. Beauty and the Beast didn't flop because of Emma Watson. Need I say more? For the most part, audiences are fed up with remakes. They want original stories, and Snow White just isn't that. This movie wasn't set up to succeed from the very moment they even thought of the idea, let alone started their initial marketing campaign. Honestly, the only chance this movie has of making money at all is if people go to the cinema out of curiosity, hoping it might be good despite the backlash. That's the only hope I think Disney has with this one. But due to the big budget, they had to roll the dice and couldn't afford to not release it. It's a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off. Even if it flops, they might lose $100 to $200 million instead of $400 million if they didn't release it at all due to extra marketing costs. Their only shot was to release it and pray for success. But what do you think? Will this new marketing approach somehow work? Or will it be just another flop in a weirdly inconsistent year for Disney?